Good morning from Teotihuacan, Mexico, about an hour outside Mexico City, and today we are going to the third largest pyramid in the entire world.
There's not a lot of information online on how to actually get here, so we're going to leave a link in the description below on how we did. We got a bus from one of the stations, the main stations here.
It's called Autobuses del Norte, I think it is.
Yeah. And we did this rather than getting one of the big tours that you can get, because it was a lot cheaper than doing one of the proper tours, wasn't it?
It was. I think the tours cost about 50 quid. I mean, if you come here by yourself, and the bus is about £2.50 each way, and the buses are really comfortable, aren't they?
Yeah, they're comfortable, and you can stay here as long as you want that way, because on the tours they've got like this tour and then like a tequila tour added on, or something else added on.
There's no individual tour just for the pyramids. You've got to do this and then tequila tasting. If you want to do that, it's completely up to you.
It's up to you, but yeah, coming here just on the bus, it's a lot cheaper than like doing it on the tour.
And the bus station is about a 20-minute taxi ride or Uber journey outside of Mexico City, the historic centre. So it's pretty near to town, easy to get here, buses are comfortable, and the cheapest way of doing it. And when you get here, the tickets are 80 pesos each, which is about £2.50 each again. So yeah, that's how you get here. Link in the description below. All you need to do is go to the bus station. As soon as you get there, go all the way to the end on the left hand side.
I think it's number 8.
Number 8, gate number 8, or Puerta 8, Ocho. And then you'll see the little sign saying
the ticket booth.
Yeah, the ticket booth for here.
Yeah.
And here we are. Let's
nice
go.
And easy process to get here.
It is very easy, very smooth. Don't be worried about getting public transport, because it's smooth as here. Probably better than the UK in all honesty, isn't it? Anyway, we're rambling on a bit now. Let's go and see the pyramids.
Let's go.
Go.
That is so steep.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but those steps are insanely steep. It's like going down a ladder, isn't it?
Behind me here is the Pyramid of the Sun, and it was constructed in 200 AD. It's the third largest pyramid in the whole world.
So before COVID, you could actually walk up the whole pyramid and go right to the top. And we've seen pictures online, and it just looks like a swarm of ants with all the people on top of the pyramid. But right now it's currently closed and you can't walk up it. And there's pros and cons to both, isn't there?
I think it's actually good that it's not able to be climbed on.
So do I. It's a lot nicer to look at, and we sort of feel as if we're respecting it by not going on top of it. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be cool to go on top of it.
It would be cool.
It gets so busy and like...
Yeah.
It would just be a bit...
From the pictures we've seen, literally you can see more people than the actual pyramid itself when people are climbing up there.
Yeah.
And it's nice now because there's hardly any tourists here at the moment in Mexico, so there's hardly any people at the pyramid itself. But I'll tell you what, it's just magnificent, isn't it? Looking at that. I don't know, there's a lot of places we've been so far, and I've said it before, we don't know if the camera does it justice. So it's the sort of place you actually have to come here to really appreciate how big it is as well. It's absolutely ginormous.
Like, to think that this is only the third biggest, like
I know.
There's bigger ones than this.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
weird.
The second biggest is one of the pyramids in Giza in Egypt, and the first biggest is in Cholula, which is also fairly near to Mexico City, just outside Puebla, which we might head to as well. So
Could do.
This is the third biggest. We might actually one day go to the first biggest, so stay tuned for that one. What we really like about this pyramid here is that you can walk all the way around it, can't you?
Yeah.
And you're literally like right next to it. Although we can't walk up it, you can walk all the way around it. And although we've never been to Egypt, we know that Egypt, most people assume the pyramids are in the middle of the Sahara Desert, but that's not the case. They're right next to the city of Cairo or Giza. Whereas here, the pyramids are literally in the middle of these fields in the middle of nowhere, because it's an ancient city, as we said before. But yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Like just walking around. Take a look at this. So behind me here is the Pyramid of the Moon, which is the second largest pyramid here in the ancient city of Teotihuacan. And we've just walked down the Avenue of the Dead there, and it's a really long strip, and it's kind of eerie. And me and Lucy both said when we were walking down here to go to the pyramid, it sort of felt like you were getting colder as you sort of walked towards the Pyramid of the Moon, which is kind of ironic as we've just come from the Pyramid of the Sun, where it's a bit hotter down there. Coincidence? So behind us here is the Pyramid of the Moon, which we've just come back from, and we didn't see it before walking down here, but you can see now there's a mountain behind there. It's called, what's the mountain called?
Mountain Cerro Gordo.
Mountain Cerro Gordo, Montana. But before, because it's a very cloudy and misty day, very foggy, you couldn't actually see the mountain in the background, but now you can see it because the sun's come out, and yeah, it's really cool, and you can really see that the pyramid was made exactly in the same shape to resemble the mountain in the background. So we're just walking out of Teotihuacan now, heading back to Mexico City. We had a great time here, didn't we? The pyramids really are just fantastic to look at.
It's so interesting as well.
It
like,
is.
Just to think about it.
It is, and the whole history behind it. You should do a bit of research yourself to look at it. We're actually going to go home and try and find a documentary, some sort of archaeology documentary, to see how they sort of found it and what's inside the actual pyramids itself. But we're glad we didn't do a tour as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because the tours are all very big and you can't really hear what the tour guide says anyway. But you don't really need a tour guide when you're here.
You don't need a tour because they've got boards on the floor as well to give you information about it.
Exactly. If you want to know anything, you just read up on it and the boards
and
all
read
around.
Up on it beforehand.
And beforehand, yeah. But yeah, had a great time here. And as I said, heading back to Mexico City now. And in a few days' time, it is the Day of the Dead, which is the biggest day in Mexican calendar year. So be sure to check out and keep an eye on our channel for that.
That'll be very fun.
It will be very fun indeed. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hasta luego.